Hey guys, I wanted to share my story, and it is a little bit long, but it has been quite a journey in terms of my health and fitness and kind of everything that goes along with that. I've just started my YouTube channel and I've done a couple videos already, but I realized that I need to back up and kind of share who I am and how I got to this point. So, bear with me because I tend to talk with my hands, but I grew up very athletic. I tried every sport that was available to me, but volleyball was my favorite. I started playing when I was 10. My mom played. I just loved it. I just loved the way I felt. I loved how I excelled at it. It was awesome. And so my freshman year of college, I went and played, and I had done something to my back and before I even got there, but I thought it was just a pulled muscle, and the trainer was kind of, taking care of it, and it was still hurting me after the season. And so I went and saw help, and after, therapy and MRIs and a really sexy back brace that I got to wear for a couple months, they determined that I had a torn disc in my back and degenerative disc disorder, which essentially means that I have arthritis in my back. This was when I was 18, and they told me that my back looked like a 40-year-old's. So needless to say, 10 plus years later, it probably doesn't look much better. I obviously haven't had it checked out, but yeah, so I couldn't play anymore. Because I had grown up so active, I could eat whatever I wanted. It didn't matter how I fueled my body. It just mattered that I got as much food in there as possible and in the cheapest way. And so I ate all the fast food, all the junk food, and it was fine when I was active, when I was, working or, playing sports and going to practices and all of that. I was burning those extra calories. But once I had to live a more sedentary lifestyle, I found that the pounds slowly started creeping up. And by the time I had graduated college, I had gained about 30 pounds. And so it didn't stop there. As soon as I graduated, like literally the next day, I packed up all my things and I moved 2 states north to Delaware. I'm originally from Virginia, so Virginia Beach. Well, no, let me back up. I can't say Virginia Beach because my husband says that I'm a poser, because technically my parents lived in Chesapeake, Virginia, but there are a couple reasons why I say Virginia Beach. One, I kind of grew up in Virginia Beach. Like, I went to Virginia Beach schools, all my friends lived in Virginia Beach. And two, if you tell people Chesapeake, Virginia, they don't know where that is. If you tell them Virginia Beach, oh yeah. They know somebody who lives there, they've visited, they've gone on vacation there. So it's just easier location-wise to get people an idea of like where I'm from to say Virginia Beach. Anyway, off track a little bit. So moved in with my then boyfriend, my now husband, and almost immediately got pregnant. And I literally went along with the mentality that, well, if I'm going to get big, I might as well eat whatever I wanted. And I used that. Like, I was eating for 2 grown men. Every time my husband left the house, I would ask him to bring me home a milkshake. Like, not just like a little one, like a large one. And at the time, I didn't know how many calories were in a milkshake, and I was having, maybe 1, 2 a day. So, yeah. And so by the end of that pregnancy, I had gained 100 pounds total. I was 100 pounds heavier than I had been in high school. And I know that, people's bodies change after high school, but 100 pounds is not okay. I was super unhealthy, and I knew that I needed to do something about it. So I tried so many things, healthy things, not so healthy things. And I finally found a sweet spot with working out and counting calories. I was working out 2 to 3 hours a day, waking up at 3:30 in the morning, spending 3 or 4 hours on the weekends, working out with my friends. Just to be clear, I loved working out with my friends. It was really the only time that we got like that alone time away from our kids, away from our husbands. but it was exhausting. It was taking up all of that time away from our husbands and kids. And at the time, I was working and going to school, and it was a lot. And so when Miles, which is my firstborn, was about 2, my current coach reached out to me because I had been posting about my journey. I had lost about 70 pounds on my own. I was sharing my transformations, and she was like, "You're already doing what I do. Why don't you sign up as a coach and start helping some other people?" And at first I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have time for that. And I kind of blew her off. And then around the new year, I started going to the gym, and everyone was at the gym, like people wanting to share the machine I was using. And I just didn't love having so many people in the gym at the time that I was there. And so I had shared it on my social media, and she suggested me trying these at-home workouts. And I thought, maybe they'll be okay, but there's no way I'm going to get the same results working out at home, doing 30 to 40 minutes a day. That's crazy. Well, needless to say, for the first time, I started eating the right foods in the right portions. I wasn't just counting calories. I was actually eating the right foods. When I was counting calories, I would eat, a sleeve of Oreos and then skip dinner. And that's not a healthy way. Yes, it creates a deficit. It does create results, but I still didn't feel good. I still kind of had, the bloating and poor gut health. And I finally felt good. Like my body felt good, fueling myself with those things. And so I decided to, because I had been sharing my journey with this program, I started with Hammer and Chisel. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I shared it, and people were interested. It was so cool. And continuing my journey with different programs, I lost a total of 96 pounds. So almost all of that weight. The only reason I didn't lose the whole 100 is because I started gaining muscle. And so my weight started to go up a little bit, but it didn't matter how much I weighed. It mattered how I felt. My confidence was up. I felt healthy. I could chase after a very active little boy. And so when I got pregnant with my daughter, I continued to eat healthy. I continued to work out all the way up until 3 days before my husband came home from his deployment and my daughter was born. The only reason I didn't work out is past that point is just because I wanted her to stay in until my husband got home, and he got home like the day before my C-section was scheduled. So this video is getting kind of long, but I feel like you guys need to know me. She was born, and I was able to be cleared to work out from having a C-section 5 weeks after she was born, because the doctor said because I was so healthy and so active, my body had recovered so quickly. I had walked a 5K race when she was only a month old, and my doctor was blown away just by, how healthy I had been and how well I had taken care of my body and how I had recovered. And it's amazing to see the difference between Miles and Sydney in terms of like my recovery. And so I've continued on my journey, and this time is definitely different. I felt like, I didn't have to, like, it kind of melted off with Miles, and this time my body's holding on to it, and I'm nursing a lot longer, and my journey is definitely a little different, but I'm still feeling good. I am loving helping so many people get started on their journeys, just so that they can feel that same sense of confidence and happiness and health that I discovered almost 3 years ago. And it's been amazing. And I think the biggest thing that has kept me, doing this for so long isn't just, the money is great. It's a great It's a great addition, but honestly, I would do this for free. I love what it is we do, and the community is amazing. I've never worked with a group of people who were there to support and motivate and push and just excite the heck out of me. That I've stuck for the friendships. I've stuck for just having that cheering crowd all the time. And so it's been absolutely amazing. So I'm going to cut this off here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed my journey. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments. And if you like what you hear, go ahead and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.